Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Back in the garden today. Surprise, surprise, we have some new plants. I do tend to roam the garden centres. So first up, we have a little croton, tiny little one. They make them in this size, well this sized pot, for people who have terrariums and that sort of thing, if they grow them in an enclosed space inside. But if you look at the tag, they do have tiny varieties sometimes, but if you look at the tag, it still says, I might be backwards, maybe I can flip it. It still says 1.5 meters high by 1 meter wide. So if you plant that in your terrarium, it'll be fine. It's sadly like a goldfish in a small tank. But if you plant that in your garden, it will give you a big tree, and that's kind of what I want. I have done cuttings from these. I think you can get seed, but I had these in the tropics in the far north of Australia in Queensland, and they are amazing plants. Really good to have a lot of colour in your garden. They don't do well in winter, but they do come back. So I'm going to baby this one inside until the cold weather's over, until it's much bigger, and then it can survive outside once we get to summer, and it will love it. It'll explode. I probably will put it in the garden. I don't think they have invasive roots, but I want to put it along the back fence here and give us some colour as a background. Speaking of which, I want some long-term colour in flowers, so I have got some lupin. It's Gallery Mix by Mr. Fothergills, and so I'm excited to have those, and I'll put hollyhocks in amongst them as well, so I'll have colour all along the fence. Probably not in winter, of course, but excited to get that going too. You've got to watch your flowers. Not all of them are able to be planted in winter. Having said that, I haven't actually looked at this. No, can't plant them in winter, but in a month or so I can plant them inside and have them under my grow lights if there's room. I am predicting now it's going to be a huge garden season because I just want to get in there, and because I've missed a couple of months of gardening recently. So dwarf bloody beans by Mr. Fothergills as well. Of course, I don't get sponsored by anybody, no money from YouTube, that's fine. Just happy to be here with you all. It's an heirloom bean, and the beans themselves, you can see here, you're probably familiar with bloody beans. They're quite specky, quite spectacular. So they will be the contrasting colours to my Madagascar beans, which are purple, similar purple with white flecks, and these are the opposite. Anyway, just a little piece of trivia for my own garden thoughts. And I bought myself this, which was $15 on special. It's a frangipani, which will be just a stick soon because it's winter. It actually looks like it already has some frost damage, which is fine. I do have a tiny bit of frost damage in my own garden, and our little weather station on the roof said 2.5 degrees, but that's on the roof, a long way from the ground, so have not been looking, but I think I've been caught out by one day, but everything else is fine. It's just a couple of strawberries that are looking a bit sad. I'll show you those later. The other thing that I'm going to plant soon is a crazy thing. It's, well, not so crazy, but at Easter and at Mother's Day, so in April and May, one of my lovely kids gave me a bunch of flowers, and they've lasted this long. It is winter, it is June now, mid-June, and yeah, still got green leaves. They look a little shabby, so they won't all last. So they're both daisies, and that's why they lasted so long, I think. But they're both my favourite colour, which is a dark burgundy kind of colour. You can't really tell by the flower, but that's sort of like a single daisy flower. There, sort of darker than that colour. And I've just put the flower in so I know which one's which, but they have a different growth habit. One's a lot smaller than the other. And that's the gorgeous little burgundy ones there. Almost like a dried flower. But my little granddaughter chose at least these ones. She may have chosen the other ones, so they're special for that reason also. And if you need to put a daisy somewhere else, if you're looking after it and you don't move it in winter, probably don't do the cuttings in winter either, but I might put them inside. You can have them for years and years, and if you need to rip them out, you can just take more cuttings because they're so tough. I think that's all I've got. Oh, my lovely son was on the coffee machine on on the weekend for the service for my mum. And he said, "Do you want the coffee grounds, Mum?" So I said, "Oh yeah." So I have coffee grounds ready to go into the garden to slow down those snails and slugs, or at least to provide a little bit more acidity in the soil in some places, and just don't overdo the coffee grounds. So just a little thing, because I've done that myself. Anyway, let's get started and let's plant some things. So these little guys are going in, broad beans, etc. And I've got to fix the front of this. I do have building film, so I will put a new front on here so it'll be much warmer for these little ones. And in go our potentially large crop of potato onions from my own seed. Ooh, they don't fit. Alright, I'll sort them out. I'll make them fit. I might need to take them out of their little thing because we've got this, which is kind of the same. It just keeps a bit of water off it while they're trying to sprout. So you want the water to run through before something sprouts. Alright, there's our little block of potato onions. All organised and nice and warm in winter. Well, as far as plants go. Alright, so I've got a little stash here of my bread making wheat. It has been frozen. I'm pretty sure it'll sprout if it's been frozen. I think I have before. That's way oversown, but I don't care because the germination rate wasn't great last time from the ones that haven't been frozen, so who knows. We'll just give that a go. And I've got my oats here, which are originally from the seed collection. Of course it's got wet in all of the planting and rain, but I'm just going to put them in here. Again, I'm going to way oversow these, but these are my own seeds from my oats that I grew in the tropics. So September 2022. So that's, 4 years ago. It's way enough time to throw them away, but I'm just going to plant them all and hope the little ratties and mice don't find them. So I'm just going to cheat and put a little bit of seed raising mix over the top, so then they can come up and hopefully be a little bit hidden from the creatures. have a whole lot of plants, broad beans, snow peas, potato onions here and here, and over there we have sprouting broccoli, turnips and kohlrabi. So we're pretty much ready to go. And we have our little lupini beans here, which are a bit of an experiment, and they're doing well as well. So they'll be getting acclimatized to the weather out here, or they have been outside on top of my DIY greenhouse. So I'll plant those next time. But in the meantime, I hope you're having fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.